2190 rule. Does it really work? Can you really change your life in just 21 days and make it stick in 90? You've probably heard of the 2190 rule. It says, do something for 21 days and it becomes a habit. Stick with it for 90 days and it becomes a lifestyle. It sounds simple, even powerful. But is it actually true? Today we're diving into the science behind habits, where the 2190 rule came from, how habits really work, and whether this popular advice is motivational or just a myth. 1. What is the 2190 rule? 045 to 200. Let's start with the basics. The 2190th rule says, it takes 21 days to form a habit and 90 days to make it permanent. You'll hear it in self-help books, at the gym, and from productivity coaches, and it sounds reasonable. 3 weeks of effort to start and 3 months to lock it in. But where did this idea actually come from? 2. The origins of the 21-day habit idea. The roots of this idea trace back to the 1950s when a plastic surgeon named Dr. Maxwell Maltz made an observation. He noticed that his patients typically needed about 21 days to adjust to a new appearance, like after a nose job or limb amputation. He wrote about this in his book, Psycho-Cybernetics, saying that it takes a minimum of about 21 days to adjust to change. But somehow that idea morphed into 21 days to form a habit. Add another 69 days, and you've got the catchy 2190 rule we hear today. But is it really backed by science? 3. What does science say about forming habits? In 2009, a research team led by Dr. Philippa Lally at University College of London ran a study to find out. They followed people as they tried to form new habits, like drinking more water or going for a daily walk. The result? It took on average 66 days to form a habit. But the range was huge. Some people built habits in 18 days, others took over 250. So no, 21 days is not a scientific truth. It's a motivational average at best. The time it takes depends on you, your environment, and the complexity of the habit. 4. The psychology behind habit formation. So how do habits actually form? Enter the habit loop. Cue, routine, reward. You see or feel a cue like stress or an empty glass. You follow a routine like scrolling your phone or drinking water, and you get a reward, a dopamine hit or a feeling of relief. Repeat this loop enough times and it becomes automatic. Deep in the brain, the basal ganglia stores these repeated patterns. That's why building a habit is more about repetition than time. 5. Why the 2190 rule still works. Sort of. So does that mean the 2190 rule is nonsense? Not exactly. Sure, the numbers aren't scientific, but the concept has value. 21 days gives you a starting goal. It's short enough to feel doable. 90 days pushes you toward long-term consistency, and that's when habits really take hold. Think of it as a motivational framework, not a biological rule. 6. Tips to actually make a habit stick. If you want real change, focus less on the number and more on the method. Here are 6 science-backed tips to build habits that last. 1. Start small. Tiny habits grow. 2. Make it obvious. Use reminders and visual cues. 3. Make it rewarding. Celebrate even small wins. 4. Be consistent, not perfect. Missing one day won't break your progress. 5. Track your progress. Momentum motivates. 6th, bundle habits. Tie new habits to ones you already have, like meditating right after brushing your teeth. So, can you change your life in 21 days and make it permanent by 90? Sometimes yes, but for most of us, habit change takes longer, and that's okay. What really matters is consistency, not perfection, not the calendar, just showing up. The 2190th rule, it's not a law of science, but if it helps you start and stay the course, then it works. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with someone working on a new habit. Remember, change is possible, one small step at a time.